Ron Connors was born in Great Falls, Montana, in the United States. His earliest influences in art were his grandfather and father, who were both inclined towards creativity and art. As he grew, he became very fond of many artists, particularly Charles M. Russell, the greatest cowboy artists, Salvador Dali, Vincent van Gogh, and Picasso. His travels, mostly on a motorcycle, have influenced his art tremendously. The vivid fact that all things occur at their own speed. Ron has said, "I don't paint to fill a space on a wall, but rather to fill a space in a soul." Failed Artist, a potpourri of stories from the trenches of life, is his first published book. Let's welcome the author, who's right now connected with us. Hi, Ron, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
I'm very happy, very gracious of you to invite me.
So, in your book, you explored the theme of self-sabotage in the art world. How did your own experience influence your understanding of what it means to be a failed artist?
Well, I think that one of the things that in art and in life is one has to learn to embrace failure, not to look at it as something that is bad or depressing or something, even though it can be at times. But really to embrace it, because when we do have something that we can say we failed at, we can also say that we have tried. And there are many people who aren't willing to just go out a little bit and try to be something.
Also, you discuss the tension between commercial success and artistic integrity. How do you personally navigate the balance between creating for self-expression and the pressure to sell your work?
Yeah, I think that self-expression is something that is really super important at this time. I can't actually stress that enough now. You know, we have a lot of things like AI coming in, and that shouldn't be anything that's feared. It's something that we can all use. And at the same time, I think that it's something that we have to really maybe limit by expressing ourselves by ourselves without using it. And I think that that's what makes us human, and that's what makes us artists, as we all, in our own way, I think, are artists.
Look, personally, what I found really interesting in your book, as you touch the themes, the theme of achievement in particular. How do you define success and failure in the context of art and life?
Yeah, that's the most important question, I think, because success isn't just it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. Success for one person could be perhaps someone looking from the outside might see it as being a failure. So in art, I think the fact that someone is actually producing something, and I don't necessarily mean on a disciplined, regular basis. I know I've met a lot of artists who if they haven't done 2 hours of work or produced one thing every day, they think, oh, you know, I'm not really an artist. Or a person who doesn't do things constantly is not an artist. And I don't believe that at all. I think that what defines a person's success is that they are able to do what they want to do, basically when they want to do it. I often find myself up in the very early morning hours and writing or painting, and or taking a walk just to see how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. And I think that is, for me, a success. I think that a lot of people think of this being tied to some sort of financial success where they have enough money to be able to do that. But I think that we can all do that if we just take our time to be with ourselves and perhaps recognize that being ourselves is the most important thing to be.
Also, many times I think that the key to success is really our capability of using humor in life, which is something that you do in your book. In fact, you use humor to discuss serious subjects like self-doubt or failure. How important for you is this element, humor, both as an artist, as a writer?
Yeah, I think that's I had an expression. I said, if you can't deal with sour looks and disdain, you're in the wrong business. And that would just be as a artist or an author. But I think that a lot of times we read into things, motivation of other people. For example, we see someone walking down the road and they don't smile at us. And perhaps we think, oh my goodness, how do I look? Is there something wrong with me? When in fact, we know nothing about the other person who's passing us by. Therefore, I think that it's very important for us to maintain, for me, speaking for myself, to maintain a sense of humor and not in the sense that I make fun of myself, by the way, because I think we see a lot of comedians and things get stuck into this where they're constantly being making fun of themselves, and I think it's important to make yourself proud, even if you are being funny, laughing about yourself. You can laugh about something wonderful about yourself. For example, with art, I have looked at paintings of my own and thought, oh my God, I can't stand that. I want to throw it in the garbage or something. And 2 or 3 months later, I see the same painting and I think, my goodness, what a wonderful thing I've created. And so I think it's truly important to keep the mindset that everything isn't life or death. Something that maybe is so important on one day, the next day we realize it just wasn't. So I think with humor, we can get by with a lot of that thing. Like I say, I look at some other painting and I say, well, that's my best friend over there. And in fact, maybe a month and a half earlier, or even a couple of days, I thought, who did that? So no, I certainly think that humor is a good thing to keep us balanced.
Yeah, that's right. Ron, thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and we want to wish you best luck with your book out there.
Thank you so very much, and I'm very happy with everything so far. And as I say, thank you for your graciousness and taking your time for the interview.
Failed Artist is a compilation of stories and quips from a man whose life has become an adventure in art, and he ventured through a life that is often as abstract as any of his artwork. Is it art that imitates life, or Failed Artist, a potpourri of tales from the trenches of life, written by Ron Connors, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.